Here we have a regular Super Nintendo tennis game with a regular behind-the-shoulder view. Here we have Aim for the Ace, which has 3D Mode 7 up the wazoo and centers the screen on the tennis ball. We're in for a wild one today, folks. But before we begin, let's thank today's translators. Thanks Johnny, thanks Bugcatcher, and thanks Loke Van Kouten. Alright, and it's finally about time that we get to our first match, and it is quite a doozy. So even though we've got a practice match against somebody who ostensibly is a scrub, already we're realizing that this game is a whole lot harder than it looks. And it looks pretty hard. So just to kind of explain what's happening, yes, they're using Mode 7 graphics and on a Super Nintendo to simulate 3D graphics. Now, as you would expect, this is a Super Nintendo, things are not going to go exactly smoothly. And so one thing you'll notice, focus on the center of the screen. Basically, the Mode 7 is set up so that like the ball is always at the center of the screen. And so that means, yeah, if you whiff the ball, you're going to get a face full of crazy camera perspective. And let's see, so I think she's about to take the game. And so you'll see when it changes courts, then you also get a nice little bit of 3D there. Wow, look at me, putting up a fight. So this, there we go. And, oh. This is a story-based game, so of course they're gonna yell some story at you. But anyway, check out that cool court motion thing. That is legitimately actually pretty cool. Not gonna lie, that really is the culmination of this 3D thing. But otherwise, we're back to this straightforward tennis view. Now, kind of the problem here is like it is borderline impossible to judge the depth of that tennis ball. So you can try to do it by taking a look at the shadow. And you'd think, it's like, okay, you just look at the shadow. It's foolproof. We'll never fail. Well, as it turns out, the shadow is like obscured half the time. And then if they ever lob it, you are just out of luck. Because there is no shadow. Or if there was a shadow, your character is standing in front of it. Fantastic. No, it turns out the dominant strategy is to just like get a sense for how long it's been with the ball. Now, technically the ball gets like bigger and smaller to indicate depth. That is incredibly hard to use to gauge the depth perception. Now, you can use it, and you can kind of use it, but again, what I found works best is you just kind of count the seconds, and you just it's very weird to explain, but you just kind of get a feel for it. You just know. And it is very uncomfortable because it is a very tenuous thing, and you feel like at any point in time you will forget how to play the game. The opponent will completely demolish you, and that'll be it. Game over. Gotta restart. Thankfully, though, I did figure out how to win, and so slowly but surely, I crawled my way back to victory. Let's kind of fast forward through all those games, just kind of focusing on those scores as they go by. But, yeah. Now, that being said, even though I am starting to beat the opponent, I think she gets another match on me, and it is slow work. And again, I'm on that knife's edge where it's like I could start losing at any point in time. While we're here, just a little bit of a note on positioning. So yeah, the camera is zoomed in on the ball in the center of the screen, but you can still kind of position yourself relative to the ball. And if you position yourself just right, you can hit some pretty wicked right sharps. Alright, and we're here. Finally, my winning streak has culminated in at least something. Although I will say, it is pretty brutal with this game. Oh, check out that little cut in there. This game is super brutal in that it does force you to play 6-game sets. Oh man, 6-game sets. I thought best 2 out of 3 sets, but even 2 games from Mario Tennis was bad, but this one, oof, it's bad. But at least, hey, and there's the match results screen, and yeah, I'd say that's a satisfactory victory. And there's a bonus password for all you folks playing along at home. So I don't know what it was. Maybe getting the racket gives you a giant buff. Or maybe I just cut my teeth on the last match, so now I know what to do. But this next girl, just playing against her, I don't know, she just seems easy. Then again, if you think about it, I believe the person we played just previously was supposed to, actually be kind of good at tennis. And so now we're just fighting this scrub in the tournament, and now, well, she really is a scrub this time. And let's fast forward again, because I am just blowing through games this time around. Gee, wouldn't want to jinx it. Hey, and I even get some words of praise from our tough but fair coach. Well, let's see how the next set goes. So this is about where I started losing games to the opponent. We started trading games back and forth, and oh man, if you think it takes a long time to watch this, it took even longer to play it. Man, tennis is a real back and forth kind of sport. And finally, I win the match. I mean, I knew I was going to, but it did take a lot longer than I expected it to. And what do you know? This tournament has another match. Well, I started playing against her, and, well, it turns out she's nowhere near as easy as the other girl, even though I've got the magic racket, even though I just went through heck and back, beating the last person. And again, this is only the semifinals, and I feel like I've gotten my fill of this game. I kind of don't really want any more. But hey, it's been a good translation. So, let's aim for the ace. Well, so I say like I finished it or something. But while initially the controls and camera were daunting, over time, I've come to appreciate them for giving a sense of realism quite unlike any other SNES tennis game that I know of. Well, frankly, unlike any other tennis game that I know of. Of course, it also simulates that terrible feeling when you let a tennis ball just whiz by you and you turn your head to like follow it. Also, unfortunately, it simulates the 6-game sets of real life. It definitely feels like a hidden gem, and I can definitely understand why somebody would want to give it a fan translation. So, if you're at all curious about trying this out, I recommend at least trying it out, just to experience, like, what this game's unique, I guess it's a camera, what its unique camera feels like. So on that note, this cat's got a scat.